Good evening to everybody. I'm going to wait. Good evening, good evening, good evening to everybody. Please say hello. I don't know. I can't see anybody. Hi, LaJoyce. Good evening to everybody. Please let me know who you are. I have not been on Facebook Live in a minute. It's been a while. So excited to be on Facebook Live and to share with you guys. God has released me to come on Facebook Live today. And so this evening, and I know that there's a whole bunch of stuff on TV. Hey, Niecy, there's a lot of stuff on TV. So I thank you guys for being on with me tonight. So excited about you. Please share this. Please share this as you're coming on. Hi, Tawanda. How are you? As you guys are coming on, please share this video because I have a couple things that I want to share with you guys regarding what God is doing with me. Okay, I'm going to be super real, super transparent. And I believe that God is going to bless you tremendously. Thank you so much for sharing. So you guys, first of all, for those who are on, y'all know me. So, hey, how are you guys doing? I hope that your week has been fabulous. Let me put my glasses on. I've been so focused on this tripod. Hi, Deborah. So focused on this tripod that one of my children broke, and I had to, finagle it a little bit so that I didn't have to hold on to my phone. So hold on, let me put my glasses on. That's better. Good evening for all those who will be watching me on the replay. Good evening. Please share this with somebody. Share this video. I promise you, I believe that God is just going to bless your life like he's blessed mine. Just with this word. This word was for me, and I'm just sharing it with you guys. Hi, Dave. So I'm not going to hold you guys long. I thank you guys for coming on with me tonight. I'm going to be very honest, okay? So for those who don't know me, if this is your first time watching my video, hi, I'm Amanda Eaddy Oliver. I'm an author, speaker, teen girl advocate. When I say that I live, breathe, and dream teen girl development, I live, breathe, and dream teen girl development. I know that God has called me to just change the world through creativity. Not only am I an author, speaker, teen girl advocate, I'm also a creative writing coach. I push women, the busy professional woman, to get her story out because it's time, it's necessary. Our stories are absolutely amazing and they're going to change someone's life. So I help the busy professional woman get her story out to change the world. So that's me. But I'm going to let you guys know something about me tonight. Okay. I am sick. Okay. Not like sick, like I got a disease or something like that, but my body has been going through. This is me being honest. I feel like, I'm only 36 years old, but I feel like my body has been falling apart. Okay. So a couple weeks ago, I was at work and on my wrist, I found a cyst, and I was like, it started off like real little, right? And then all day long, it just got bigger and bigger. And I started, I'm a big believer in faith, absolutely trust God. But I started to trip out a little bit because I was like, what is this thing on my wrist? Like, this is affecting my typing. It's affecting everything. And so I decided to go to Better Med to have them check out. And so they told me that it was a Baker's cyst, and they said that I needed to get it out if it was bothering me, if it was causing me pain. And not only did they tell me that I had a Baker's cyst on my wrist, they also told me that I had arthritis. I'm 36 years old, but I have arthritis in my elbow. Asked me, how in the world did I get that? I'm like, I don't know. You guys are doctors. You tell me. So I've been having pain in my arm. My wrist has been hurting, my fingers. On my right hand, the hand that I do everything with, that means the typing, the writing, the stories, everything I do with the right hand, and it's been affecting me. Okay. So I had that going on, been dealing with that for the past maybe 3 weeks. Okay. That's one thing. This week on Monday, I was coming back from South Carolina, where, my family's from, coming back from South Carolina. I don't know what I did while I was driving in the car, but I must have twisted wrong, moved wrong, and all of a sudden I was in excruciating pain, and I drove The rest of the way, like when I say excruciating pain, every bump that I hit, it just, it affected me so bad. My daughter was in the car with me. I was in tears. I'm going somewhere with this, you guys. I was in tears. I was like, oh my goodness, what is this? I couldn't even walk upright. I couldn't breathe. It was so bad, but God kept me. I drove an hour and a half back home like that. Okay. And then I made a decision. You know what? I don't know what this is, but I need to go see the doctor. So I went to my chiropractor, who is absolutely amazing, because I have scoliosis. And so I decided to, hi, I'm Brenda. I decided to go to my chiropractor. I had to go to work at 4 o'clock. But I knew that I could not go to work. I knew that I couldn't be effective until I saw the doctor. And so I called the chiropractor's office, said, I've been driving. I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm in excruciating pain. I can't breathe. I can't stand up straight. Can you see me? And they told me to come in at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock was when I was supposed to go to work. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm not even going to worry about the money. I'm going to go see the doctor because I know that I can't serve these children that I'm serving until I'm well. So I went to the doctor. Soon as I walked in, barely making it in the door, my chiropractor looked at me and said, just shook his head. And there's a reason why he shook his head, y'all. Because I have scoliosis and I was supposed to see him once a month. And guess what? I have not been sticking to the treatment plan at all. And I know I'm probably not alone. Okay. I have not been sticking to the treatment plan. He told me that once a month, so that I can function, so I can be all that I can be, I needed to stick with the treatment plan. And I have not been doing so. So when I went into the chiropractor's office, barely making it, barely breathing, he had to lay me down on the table and he started pressing on my back. Come to find out, 2 of my ribs, I don't know how this happened, but 2 of my ribs had popped out of place. 2 of my ribs. And so I had been functioning like for 2 hours like that with 2 of my ribs on my right side popping out of place. I kept asking him, how is this happening? He's explaining it to me, but God said something to me, which I'm going to share with you guys tonight. There's a lot of things that God has called us to do, a lot of things. But you guys, if you are sick, and I'm not talking about just physically sick, I'm talking about emotionally sick, spiritually sick, mentally sick, whatever it is. If you got an ailment, and we're not just talking, I want you not to focus on just physical. If you got an ailment and you are not sticking to the treatment plan, you are not going to reach the level that he's calling you to reach. Okay. So I got some points for you guys. I knew that I needed to go see the doctor. That's the first thing. Just my pastor tells me all the time, tells us all the time that honesty and transparency is the prerequisite for breakthrough. Okay. So when I was driving and I was in a lot of pain, I knew where I needed to go. I knew that I needed to see the doctor. And so I made the steps to see the doctor. When you are sick, whether it's physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever it is, you got to make a decision to go see the doctor. That's the only way. Some of us are sick and we are trying to do a whole bunch of stuff and things are not working because we are sick. Point number 1. I had to write down my points because I wanted to make sure I got this all out to you guys. It's very important for us to stick with the treatment plan. Point number 1, you can't be your best if you haven't healed. If some of you may be, or you may know someone who is trying to just, struggle for it, trying to get it done, but they're not doing anything with the damage that's inside. They're not doing anything with the pain. They are masking it, putting stuff on it, just working, doing whatever, thinking that they're being effective, but they're not being effective because they haven't dealt with the issue. If you're hurting, if you're sick, you have to deal with the issue. You have to get healed. And it starts with making a decision, realizing, being honest that you're sick and saying, you know what? I don't want to be sick anymore. I want to be well. Point blank, period. I want to be well. So you can't be your best if you haven't healed. Okay. Point number 2. People know when you are sick. Now, I am a strong believer that we are all tied to people. We all have our tribes, right? Our assignments are, they're not for us. They're for other people, right? Now, people can look at you and know that you're sick. And I'm not talking about just physically. I'm just talking about people know that you are not well, okay? Discerning folks, for real, can look at you and say, something's not right. I see what you're doing. I see that you're talking a good game, but something's not right. You got something that you are dealing with and you need to be healed from before you can be successful in whatever venture that you're trying to, enter into. I hope that I'm making sense. And people know it. You can't fool anybody. There's some things. I'm be another thing. I'm being transparent tonight. There were some things that, you guys, I'm constantly moving, boom, 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 constantly moving, right? But I had an issue. Not only just my physical stuff, but I had a deep emotional issue. I wasn't connected to my father. I hadn't talked to my father since October. A couple weeks ago, he had to get rushed to, and I didn't say this to anybody, he had to get rushed to the emergency room because he couldn't breathe. He had trouble breathing. He had he had sharp pains and whatever. I hadn't talked to my father since October of last year, and it took him going into the emergency room in April for me to have a conversation with him because I was emotionally sick. I was hurting. And y'all, I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff, went on a tour and everything like that, but I was still hurting. And God knew that I couldn't be effective until I released that pain, until I got healed from that pain. So point two, people know when you are sick. God knows when you're sick. You can fool people, but you can't fool God. You got to make a decision. If you want to be effective in whatever thing that he's called you to do, you got to get well. Point blank period. You got to get well. Okay, I'm talking to my sick folks tonight because like me, I know I'm not the only one. We are trying to be successful, but hey sis, we're trying to be successful, but we're sick doing it. So how about we get well so that we can help other people get well? Okay, we're not trying, and the thing about being sick is that you have you can transfer that sickness to somebody else. God forbid we do that to the people that we're assigned to. Transfer sicknesses. We're not trying to do that. We need to be healed. We need to be well so that we can help other people heal and be well. Okay. So point one was like, you can't be your best if you haven't healed. Point two, people know when you are sick. So be real. Be real about your sickness. That's why I'm up here now. Y'all letting you know I won't stick into my treatment plan. I was doing a little bit too much. God had to sit me down and I'm resting. I'm resting now and I'm letting him do what he got to do so that I can be the change agent that I know he's called me to be. I had to make a decision to go see the doctor, which I did. Point number three. Medicine alone won't always fix the problem. Doctors and surgeons are sometimes necessary. Okay, we know this to be true. Sometimes, we got a pain and we think that, okay, I'm just going to take some Tylenol. I'm just going to take some Aleve. And that doesn't get rid of the problem. That just masks the problem. Or we could have a cough. We've been coughing for a long, long time. Or I'm just going to take some Mucinex. That controls the cough, but doesn't really get rid of the cough. When I went to the doctor one time when I was coughing over and over again, the doctor told me that coughs are an indication that something is wrong. Yet we go to the store and get cough medicine just to stop the coughing. That doesn't tell us what is wrong. So let's put it to a spiritual level. How many of us are taking medicine? When I say taking medicine, how many of us are just going to church, right? Or serving in church and thinking that church is the medicine. Church is not the medicine. Church is not. It's more than going into church. It's about spending time with God. It's about figuring out being real with God. It's about figuring out what is wrong, getting to the root of it, and figuring out what is wrong. And sometimes God has to be our surgeon and cut in and get rid of some stuff. Sometimes he has to do that in order for us to be all that he's called us to be. Sometimes he has to do some cutting, and cutting is painful. And that's why we don't like undergoing surgery, because we're afraid. We're afraid of what's going to happen. Being cut is painful. We don't like doing that. I've had a lot of surgeries, and every single one has been unnerving. We don't want to go through that. But the cutting is necessary. The cutting is necessary, and cutting leaves scars. But the thing about scars is that they tell stories. They show you how far you've come. Scars are, when people look at scars, you are able to explain to them what you've been through and how you've overcome. Scars tell stories, okay? Medicine does not rid us of the problem. So we got to stop taking all this medicine. We got to stop thinking that going to church is it. Going to in the four walls is it. It's so much deeper than religion. What about relationship? I can go to church every single Sunday. Every single Sunday. I can go to Bible study on Wednesday. But if I'm not spending time with God, if I'm not praying, if I don't have a relationship with God, all that means nothing. Okay? All that means nothing. It's so much deeper than medicine. And medicine alone, church is important, but it needs to be partnered with a relationship, okay? Medicine alone won't always fix the problem. Doctors and surgeons are sometimes necessary. Stop being afraid. Stop being afraid of being cut, okay? Stop being afraid. Some of us won't connect with people because we're afraid. Yes, you do. You have to have a relationship with God. Some of us won't connect with folks because we're afraid of being cut. I want you to let that sink in. Some of us won't connect to people who can really help us because we're afraid of being cut. We don't want to go through pain. We don't want to deal with suffering. And suffering is necessary. Jesus Christ was nailed to a cross all of that was purposeful. That was painful. So what makes you think that we're not going to go through it? Surgery is necessary. Cutting is necessary. Pain is necessary. We got to go through it so that we can overcome and help the people that we're assigned to. Okay? I got 2 more points. Point number 4. The process of healing takes time. Don't fall off. And don't give up. Let's go back to just my physical issue, okay? So this cyst on my wrist, I don't like it being there, but I pray and I'm believing that it's going to shrink. And every day I look at it, it is getting smaller and smaller. The process is taking time. I've been dealing with this for about 3 weeks, and it's taking time. Okay, I got scoliosis. Okay, my back hurts a lot. In this treatment plan, I've been seeing my chiropractor for about maybe a year and a half. Do I want to be healed from scoliosis? I don't know if I will, but what I will say is that I accept what God has allowed. Okay, I accept what He has allowed, and I made a decision this week that it will be no more of me trying to duck the chiropractor. Because I need to stick with the treatment plan that He's given me so that I can walk up straight, so that I can not be in pain, so that my ribs don't pop out of place when I'm not going to the chiropractor and I'm driving all the time and my ribs pop out of place because of the strain on my spine. I got to do better, okay? It's going to take time. And I have to accept the fact that it's going to take time and not give up. Me not going to the chiropractor was me giving up. Saying that, you know what, it is what it is. I'm going to have this for the rest of my life. What I need to go to the chiropractor for? And what I'm going to say to you guys, for those who are trying to accomplish a goal, trying to reach a goal, trying to heal, your heart is broken, you're trying to heal, You may have been in a painful relationship you're trying to heal. You know, you may be dealing with some childhood hurts, childhood pain. The process takes time. Don't give up. Don't fall off because it's just taking longer than you would like it to take. That's just life. It takes time. Everything that we go through takes time. Things just don't happen overnight. They just don't. And we have to accept that throughout the process, we are learning, we are growing, we are maturing, we are becoming who God has called us to be through the process. The process is necessary. The process is purposeful. So don't give up because it's hard. Don't give up. It's going to be hard. Expect the opposition. Expect Satan to try to light your fire and try to mess things up in your life. You know, he's here to kill, steal, and destroy. That's his purpose. Expect stuff to fall apart. Expect it. But know that the Father loves you and that there's nothing that he won't do for you and that he will intervene. He will intervene in his timing. Don't give up. A lot of times we give up right before he intervenes. Right before he intervenes. Right before he gives us a solution. Right before he connects us with the person that's going to push us to our destiny. We give up right before. Y'all, no more giving up. This is not the time to give up for nothing. For nothing. Keep moving. Struggle forward no matter what. Don't give up because you're close. You're so close to your destiny. Every day we get closer to our destiny. We cannot give up. People are depending on us to reach it. Our children are watching. They're depending on us to reach it. Their children who haven't even been born yet are depending on us to reach our destiny. Let's focus on legacy and not what is going on right now. Press through this process, no matter how painful it is. Press through, no matter what. Last point, and I'm going to let you go. Don't allow the pain to consume your promise. Don't allow the pain to consume your promise. What did God tell you? What did God say? God said that you were more than a conqueror. God said that you would be healed. God said that you were above and not beneath, that you were the head and not the tail. What did God say? Don't allow the painful circumstance, the painful situation, don't allow it to consume your promise. We're not giving up promises. We're believing God's promise and we are going to move forward. Let's focus on the promise. Let's focus on what God has said to us. Point blank period. I don't know about you guys, but when all this stuff is going on in my life and it's painful, I'm focusing on what God has prophesied over my life, what his word tells me. I'm focusing on Jeremiah 29:11. That's what I'm focusing on, that he has a plan for me. He knows his plans. I know his plans for me are good. I know that he's going to give me a future. I know that because his word says that, and I know he can't lie. I know that he had my whole life planned out while I was in my mom's womb. I know that. I know that I'm a masterpiece. I know that I'm royalty. That's what his word is telling me. His promises is what we need to focus on and not the painful situations. Focus on the promise. I wanted to come on tonight, y'all, and share what I've been going through. Yes, I'm going through a lot of painful situations in my body, my physical pain, but that does not matter. I'm going to stick with the treatment plan that God has given me. I'm going to stick with the treatment plan and I'm going to receive the reward because I want to be healed. I want to be well. So my question to you guys tonight, do you want to be healed? Do you want to be whole? Do you want to be well? If you do, stick with the treatment plan. You have to do more than going to church. You're going to have to spend time with God. You're going to have to be honest. You're going to have to be transparent. You're going to have to tell him the truth. You're going to have to go through the process, and you're going to have to absolutely trust him no matter what it looks like. No matter what. You absolutely trust him because you know he loves you, and you know that there's nothing that he won't do for you, and you know that his plans for you are good no matter what. No matter what. Stick with the treatment plan. Be whole, you guys. Get healed so that you can be all that God has called you to be. People are waiting on you. They are waiting on you to be healthy. They are waiting on you just like they're waiting on me. Get healthy, you guys. No matter what. Just focus on being healthy. And I just wanted to come on tonight and share that with you guys. We don't have to be sick forever. We don't have to be sick. We don't have to allow the enemy to taunt us and say, you're just going to be like this forever. Oh, no. Satan is a liar. We will not be in our sicknesses forever. God is a healer, and he loves us. He loves us. And we are going to make it no matter what. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Stick with the treatment plan. I'm going to stick with the treatment plan. I'm going to keep it moving. I also want to invite you guys, for those who are local, invite you guys to the Power Up that's going to be at Greater Dimensions Church starting on Friday, 15810 Jefferson Davis Highway in the Happy Hill Shopping Center. Destinies will be unlocked during this Power Up. Super, super excited. It starts at 7 o'clock on Friday and then 8:15 on Saturday. If you are free, ladies, this is a ladies event. If you are free, I promise you, God will speak to you. If you are dealing with pains, physical pains, spiritual pains, emotional pains, whatever it is, I know that God will deliver. All you got to do is make the first step. Just make a decision. Make a decision. Let him know that, you know what, God, I'm ready to be well. I'm ready to be whole. All right, y'all. So I just wanted to share that I'm going through all that while trying to launch. I launched my book. I launched my website. I went through all that and couldn't really focus on the launch because I was in pain. But God is still just wonderful. He still is amazing. And he still is my everything in spite of what I'm going through. So y'all keep pressing. I'm going to keep pressing. All right, y'all. I'm going to get off here. Just wanted to share that. I hope that it has blessed you in some way. Please share this video with somebody. If it's blessed you, just press the share button. Share it with your followers so that they can get this word and be able to stick with the treatment plan, because it's time out for being sick. All right, y'all. I will talk to you later. Please stay tuned to all the wonderful things that God is doing with Brand New, with my organization, just with me. I thank you guys for listening to me tonight. I pray that it has blessed your life, and I pray that you just continue to walk in purpose no matter what. Take care.